Batman is filled with inspiration, from the production design, to the cinematography, to the score, to the editing. However, it uses its inspirations to elevate it, instead of making it into just another film that rehashes the same old themes, with the same old editing, cinematography, and directing. Se7en was a big part of that inspiration. After directing Aliens 3 and being given another chance at directing, David Fincher's 1995 mystery noir action thriller Se7en blew audiences away. It's a disturbing, grimy, depressing reflection of the fringes of society, how religion can control us, and how order and disorder are often living together. Atmosphere and costume design. The first obvious thing is the atmosphere. The grimy, filthy streets and the constant heavy rain. This is even paralleled in the costume design, with the cops' coats and hats being very similar to those worn by the GCPD officers in The Batman. First few scenes. Somerset asking if the kid saw it is similar to how Gordon tells Batman, the transition to the main titles is similar as well to the transition from Riddler's murder to Batman's monologue, with the lightning cracking and the cut to black. The extreme close-ups of Bruce writing in his journal are also quite similar to the extreme close-ups of the writing in the main titles too, especially with the bandaged hands being paralleled there. Gluttony and pride. Mills walking towards the second Se7en's crime scene in a medium close-up or close-up, similar to the shot of Batman entering the Riddler's first crime scene. The impressions on the floor being in the first victim's stomach are similar to the carpet tool making the indent on the mayor's study, specifically, two crimes being connected to one another. Sloth's apartment. The apartment building stairwell is similar, or at least reminds me of Riddler's stairwell in his building, particularly when Batman goes past Officer Martinez. The messages John Doe leaves are similar to the ones that Riddler leaves to the Batman as well. The apartment. Like Se7en, we see the apartment before we see the Riddler's true face. And just like Se7en, it's grimy, dirty, and chocked full of notebooks, scraps of paper, posters, pictures, and other obsessive sketches. Not only that, Riddler also has the contraptions and torture devices that he uses on his victims. With John Doe, it's the bed from the last crime scene, the cans of spaghetti from the gluttony crime scene, and other associated things or trophies that he used during the crimes. The cinematography is also very similar. The wide shots when he looks over the notebooks, the close-up of Somerset, like the close-up of Batman as they both enter the room. The notebooks themselves are also very similar, with the writing almost filling every single centimeter of the page with thoughts. The older cop character reading the notebook out loud is the same in the Batman as it is in Se7en, and particularly, most of this scene is just very similar. The vibe, atmosphere, but it's shot quite a bit differently in the Batman, apart from obviously the things I just mentioned. The climax. The killer revealing himself or taunting police right after they discover the apartment is similar in both, as John Doe calls his own phone just after they found the apartment, and Riddler sits at a diner nearby, taunting the officers when he's being put under arrest, saying,
"I just ordered a slice of pumpkin pie." I feel like saying more, but I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Riddler turning himself in is also similar to how John Doe turns himself in, just sort of lays on the ground or lays himself down. The location of the last crime scene is similar to the Iceberg Lounge, at least in terms of the lighting, atmosphere, and noise. John Doe already committing the murder of Mills's wife, and the tension of not knowing who he's killed and what he's done is similar to Riddler having already done something. However, it's more mysterious why John Doe has done what he's done, and his dialogues with Mills and Somerset in the car on their way to the final crime scene are more of a justification of why he did what he did, as we mostly know why Riddler has done all of it, since he's made it clear in his videos and broadcasts, apart from the renewal program being the crux of it. His taunting in the car about what it is that they're about to see is exactly the same as what Riddler tells Batman in the church when the bomb is attached to the DA.
Who are you, John? Who are you really?
What do you mean?
All I mean at this stage, what harm can it do to tell us a bit about yourself?
It doesn't matter who I am. Who I am means absolutely nothing.
Who are you? Me. Nobody. I'm an instrument here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city.
Batman screaming, "What have you done?" to Riddler is similar to Mills screaming, "What's in the fucking box?" and being aggressive towards John Doe with the gun, screaming at him. Cinematography. The cinematography is also incredibly similar, and I have no doubt that this was a cause for inspiration from Matt Reeves and Greg Fraser. Some of these other things are pretty clear, but it's not 100%, whereas this, it's very, very similar, almost kind of identical, but used in its own way. The close-ups on each character combined with the low depth of field, low angles, smooth camera moves and lens choices, as well as the wide shots, accentuate this point. A great example is the scene in the laundromat. Look at how these shots are composed to similar shots in the Batman. The use of 35 to 50mm lenses for medium close-ups and the numerous lighting setups with bright key lighting and soft background lighting are also incredibly similar. The use of blacks and the contrasts are also very similar. If you're more interested in the specifics of this, I'll probably add more details like the lens choices and the actual lenses used in both films in my vocal article for this part of this segment, so go and check that out. I've already got the other segments up, or at least most of them, and I do a lot of film writing on there and TV show writing. I actually did one on The Paper versus The Office, and if that goes well, I'll make a video out of it. So yeah, definitely go check that out if you're interested. And the end credits font is quite similar to the font used in the Batman as well. So it's clear that a lot of the cinematography, some of the lines used, and other things like some costume design choices, some prop choices are very similar. It's clear that it's also used in a way that is not just to pay homage to Se7en, but also to elevate the Batman, which I think is the best way to use other things from other films, mediums, whatever it is by elevating the material that you're writing. Otherwise, there's that thing of, well, this is great and all, but I'd rather just be watching the original, if that makes sense, the thing that it's based on, which I often find with lots of films and TV shows. So yeah, that is my segment for inspirations for the Batman in-depth analysis. Yeah, I really enjoyed this video. It took me a while just because I had to watch the entirety of Se7en again and then obviously compile everything. Go and check out my other social medias, I'd really appreciate it. I'm going to be doing a new iceberg soon, as well as a tier list for the film fan theories. Did on the film fan theories iceberg, so look out for that. I'm very excited. Thank you again everyone for the amazing comments. I'd love to hear your guys' opinions. Maybe you picked up, I'm sure someone picked up something I didn't see. There was an amazing comment on TikTok actually the other day that was about the baptism scene. Basically is like the Lazarus pit, but instead of the person who comes out of it becoming insane and crazy, they come out of it pure and sane. That was an amazing comment. I'll probably put the user and everything on screen now. So any comments like that, I had a great conversation with someone as well about the Batman in the comment section. Anything like that, I'd love to hear, and I'd just love to talk to you guys about it. So thank you very much. All right, I'll see you guys out there neon hunting.